quickly, before this video starts, make sure you guys hit that sub button. I wanted to thank you guys for 3.1k subscribers. Yesterday we were at 2.9k. It's phenomenal and amazing that you guys hit 200 plus subscribers in a day. If you guys have not yet, make sure you guys hit that sub button. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get content creator in AOT official Discord server, and the only way I can do that is if you guys take 10 seconds out of your guys' day to hit that sub button and support the video. Other than that, enjoy your guys' time and watch this video and have fun, and maybe it'll help you guys out. Hello everybody, it's Elijah. Before this video starts, if you guys have not yet, go to the description of my video. As you guys click the description, you guys will see a thing that says Discord right here. We made a brand new Discord. We are going to be deleting the other Discord, and this one's brand new. There's less than 300 members in here, so if you guys want to claim your OG tickets before 1k members on Discord, get over here. We have pretty much all the same stuff. It's a little bit more revamped, laid out, cooler looking, new roles, new bot, everything like that. But yeah, this Discord, that is this one over here and stuff with the 1.5k members, I'm going to be posting in it, pinging, saying, hey, I'm going to be deleting this server in the next 4 days. So if you guys have not yet, go down the description, join up this Discord. But let's get into the video and talk about our trading guide. So this is my way of trading, and this is what I've been doing for my L to W trades. And do know that in the future, the trade values are going to change. At the current moment, I'm using a website called AOTR Values and AOTR Trade Hub's Discord server. They no longer are allowed to run the actual values or the values list or anything like that. So AOTR themselves, Evo and all them, is going to be making their own actual trading values website. Though that website is not out yet, so I am currently using AOTR Values. So does a lot of people. So does people on Discord, and it's everything along those lines. So it is a little bit different. Like I said, these items are subject to change. You kind of just got to go based off of your preference and thought, and just before you trade and everything like that. So yeah, so let's talk about some of the ways that I trade and how I do it. Some of you guys might do it a little bit differently, but this is the way that I do it and how I get my trades. I will say with trading and stuff like that, always make sure you guys are grinding like anti-guard mission or like stalls if you guys want to. You guys always want to have gold and you always want to have gems, because a lot of trading has to do with gathering gold and gems, because there is fees, especially depending on what kind of item it is. Say for instance, I think Helos and Fritz cost about 50k something gems to trade. So you got to keep in mind that you do have to keep gems on you and gold, because a lot of gold, for instance, like let's say if you trade 30 scrolls is going to be about like 1 million something gold, and that's if they throw in keys and stuff like that. So this is kind of like a beginner friendly trading thing as well. So I will say one of the biggest things that I worked my way up with trading and stuff like that is actual families and things I gathered from the chest. So I will say if you guys are going to be trading families, 100% Ackerman is one of the best families that you can trade. I actually learned this from watching Don. If you guys don't know Don is, he's a streamer. Me and him collaborate a lot. His Twitch will actually be down in the description down below if you guys want to go check him out. But a lot of people are wanting Ackerman just for the fact of the scarf buff and the fact of just being able to turn into a Beyblade and use rage mode. It's one of the best things that you can do, especially if you don't have Helos or if you don't have a mythic family whatsoever like Helos or Fritz. Ackerman is one of the best. Jaeger, it's tradable, but it's not as sought after compared to Ackerman. Jaeger's just kind of one of those ones where it's like it'll save your streak. So in case you die and you want to keep your streak, you have the revive, and it buffs the attack titans, which it's not one of the best because everyone knows female titans one of the best for crit and damage build. But Ackerman is one of the ways to go. And if you guys can't afford Ackerman, because Ackerman does come in at 60 keys, if you guys decide to use your gems or anything like that in open chest, one thing that I traded up from was actually Archer's Attire. Archer's Attire is a drippy fit that you guys can actually get from the current chest now. It's worth around 25 to 30-ish keys, sometimes maybe less. Not a lot of people are soughting after it, but it is one of those ones that I actually traded my way up. And you guys got to think about it as well. When you are trading, some trades are not instantaneous. The more that you trade, like say for instance, if you have an item that's worth 2,000 keys, it's going to take longer to actually trade that item, because unless it's like a mythic family, but it's going to take longer to trade those items because for one, you have to be able to find someone rich, and with trading, people want to take W's no matter what. At the end of the day, you want to be able to win. You don't want to take a huge loss on keys, and that's how just everybody is. So if they can't get it for around the value, they want to make a little bit of W. It just takes longer to trade, and that's like I tell people, trading, you can 100% trade anything, but it's just going to take a few days because you have to eventually run into somebody who's looking for that item. These are also some items that I traded, which is a Astolfo Attire, Giyu Attire, Cosmic Nova, Nitrine Cleaver. These items are sought after because a lot of people like the outfits. They mix and match the outfits, and you can use the Tengen Attire too. I don't do it as much because not a lot of people look for Tengen Attire. Astolfo kind of dropped in value. It used to be worth a lot more, but it kept popping into the daily shop. But these are items that if you get from the chest or anything like that, these are easier to get your hands on. And I will say it is a little bit different nowadays. So for instance, when you're trading with keys and everything along those lines, a lot of people are looking for keys and scrolls. Mainly scrolls, because each scroll is worth 3 keys each. And that's just, people just like to trade scrolls and keys because that's the value of it. Let's say, for instance, I traded my Jotan. My bad, it's worth 400 something. Jotan's worth 400 something. But so you could trade 140 scrolls for that. But for instance, one thing that I do is if you guys are going to be looking for keys or scrolls, because it's easiest, one of the things is just offer somebody scrolls, be like, yo, I'll give you 20 scrolls for Jaeger or something like that, or I'll give you 15 scrolls. A lot of people will take it because it's easy to trade it, because everyone knows that people are looking for scrolls for later on prestiging. But one thing I'll say is if you guys have one of those big trades, this will be linked in the description down below. This is a trading Discord server that I'm partnered with, who's ran by Zoro and all of them. There is middleman people in here, because if you guys don't know, on scrolls and keys, the max that you can trade is 30, and you of course don't want to get scammed. You don't want to lose your item. Avoid that. You could do research on the person, but for instance, never trust anybody but yourself. Anyone will take the opportunity to scam if they have the opportunity. A lot of people's not like that, but a lot of people are like that because it only takes 10 seconds to block somebody. So that's just how it is, sadly. But you can actually support a ticket, and you can upload for a middleman. And like, say for instance, this was a middleman that I did. What a middleman does is that a middleman from the Discord server, you give your item. So let's say for instance, I traded my Equinox. You trade your Equinox to the middleman, and then the player will give you the item. So he'll trade you, say for instance, 60 scrolls. And then after you get the 60 scrolls, he trades you one time, and then a second time, the middleman will give the item to the other person saying, here you go. And the middleman will be complete. That way, none of y'all get scammed. Now, let's say for instance, you're very broke, like broke, like can't even like make anything for trading because you don't even have anything to do with keys or anything along those lines. Well, the good news is that if, since you're doing missions and raids, leveling yourself up, and you guys are prestige, because of course you don't want to prestige level 1 and then immediately go to trading. It's not worth it. You can barely trade anything. You can't even trade families or serum. I don't think you could trade serum until prestige 2, and can't even trade families until prestige 3. So this, like I said, you do want to do this, but the instance is a lot of people look for Art of War. A lot of people look for Black Flash. And if you get plus 10 on it, which for instance, I will tell you to hang on to your perks, because even if they're mythics and you have extras, you can get it to plus 10. Or some people just look for fodder of mythic perks so that they can upgrade their own to plus 10. And that comes in handy later on. And a lot of people, so what I would say is the Armor Titan and the Armor Titan and the Attack Titan, if you have extra serums, just selling for gems to get that extra 12k gem. And if you have female serum is one of the best to actually trade for 30 keys. If you keep doing female raids and anti-guard missions, there's chances of you getting a serum, especially if you're running luck pots. And female serum, like I said, goes for 30 keys. You could trade for some prestige scrolls or 30 keys and just keep running back to back, and hopefully your luck on RNG comes along and that can help you out for that. I will say, as your inventory grows with trading, it is going to get a lot harder for you to trade. It's going to take forever for you to trade, and there's going to be times where certain people are looking for this item and it feels like you can do it instantaneously, and there's going to be certain times where you're trying to trade an item and it takes 5-6 days just to be able to do it. And that's just because the premise of the saying is the rich just gets richer. A lot of people want to captivate on their inventory, and a lot of people doesn't want to take a loss. And a lot of later on traders, like big traders, when your inventory starts to grow, you start looking for unobtainable items instead of just like keys and stuff like that. Unobtainable items being that items in future updates and stuff, they're no longer, like I said, when the game updated, they're no longer obtainable, like bleach crates and all that other stuff. Those gain more value, especially if you guys get items and decide to hang on to them until update 4. Because for instance, Giyu attire and all that will gain value. It's just because update 4 coming around, it's going to get rid of the crates to be able to get that. So it might take a few months or even a year for the value to go up, but it definitely will, because you got to think about it. People who have Oni skin and all this other stuff, or unobtainable items, skins, or Toji attire that's worth like thousands of keys, got this during update 1 and 2, and then now during update 3, that's worth thousands. And it's just, you know, what it is. Ending off on this video, make sure you guys keep an eye on it, keep a tab. If you're trading with somebody, 100% do research on that person, make sure they're not scummy. A lot of Discords have, whether or not if they're trustworthy or not, it's all on your gut instinct, and it's based off of now, really, like I said, since the values are changing and we don't have a designated value saying, yeah, this is worth that, and we're just kind of going off of AOTR Values website, it's kind of like you kind of just have to go with your gut feeling and trade with what you want to trade and what you're looking for. And if you don't have to trade, you know, that is what it is. But other than that, it's been Elijah. If you guys like this video, be sure to leave me a comment down below. Tell me your guys' trading ways on how you guys trade in the comments down below, and make sure you guys drop a like and a sub, and I'll see you guys in my next video.